gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome each and every one of you to this event. Before I proceed, I just do two things very quickly. One is to use the opportunity to formally unveil and present to the media the coordinator of our campaign organization. He is Right Honorable Ogo Asobo. So his work starts immediately. The next is to make a very brief remark regarding today's event before I go into the detail of the matter. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this consultative session. For clarity, this is not a governorship declaration. It's not any declaration for that matter. As the theme clearly shows, this is only one of our several ongoing consultations with various critical sections of our society. However, this is the first time we'll be giving details of our agenda. The onus is on us to elevate political discourse from the mundane and combustive to the dialogical realms where respectful, peaceful, and national engagements are the order. People who seek to serve should be able to table the agenda or program before the people for interrogation. We will try to make this event as conversational and simple as possible. I will share my agenda and pathway to a new Enugu state with you shortly, and thereafter we will take your contributions and questions on issues that were raised. As former capital of the defunct Eastern region, East Central State, Old Anambra State, and Old Enugu State, which comprise the current Ebonyi State, we understand the base of Enugu State in the political development of the entire Southeast region and beyond. Therefore, I'm also happy to inform you that the Dream 92.5 FM Enugu, Global 94.5 FM Enugu, as well as the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigerian stations in Enugu, Umuahia, Awka, Abakaliki, and Owerri, are transmitting this event live to enable our people to be part of this important conversation. Let me assure our people that we will continue to deepen, democratize, and enrich political conversations, especially those around the politics of Enugu 2023. Once again, I welcome you most respectfully and thank you for honoring our invitation. Now, the subject matter. At the end of my presentation, I'm going to share to each and every one of you two documents. One is a copy of my presentation now, which you are going to get in this format. Thereafter, you will also be given an executive summary of what issues I'm going to raise, so that you can analyze them and make references to issues you want to raise your questions. Having said this, let me at this juncture appreciate the efforts of our past governors and indeed the present government in bringing about development in our dear state. Now, I'm going to address you on how we intend to do things differently in every sector to bring about a new Enugu state. And this is what we henceforth refer to as a pathway to a new Enugu state. Enugu state gave me good opportunities to serve as Pioneer Council Chairman of an Enugu government area, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Secretary to the State Government, 5-term Senator, 3-term Deputy President of the Senate, Deputy Speaker and Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament. I have served on a number of important committees and several global positions. In the course of this journey, I have met world leaders, business leaders, and made friends in both the private and private sectors of the national and global economies. I have had the opportunity to understand how states and nations are transformed. A good example is a city like Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, which was a desert but has now become the world's most digitalized city and a global investment hub. I have an insight into the economic transformation taking place in Rwanda and Ghana. As a senator, I worked hard to put forward necessary bills and motions on constitutional amendments, security, education, economy, health, and electoral reforms. These have impacted and are still impacting positively on the well-being of our people. I have initiated and completed many life-changing projects in our communities, indeed beyond my constituency, in the very important areas of water, road, educational infrastructure, health, power, and many more. In parts of Enugu East, you see a growth with attracted, including the name to Ngulungunara Road, the Ozala, Obe, Abani, Akubu, the Wadikoda Road. Of course, the Obeke Road at Enugu East. Also, we have got a road in the Hamufu. We've also fixed the school I attended, which is one second school in Enugu, using the central bank. And of course, in Enugu North, we have extended our representation to places like Odedi, which will get a Bogo, Ete, Obimo, Ihaga, Nsuka, Oboko, and so many other communities in Enugu Senatorial District. We also offer scholarship and grants to students from Enugu South and Enugu North, also to base North. I always wish I could do more. I have the will, but the means are limited. I'm limited to what I could mobilize as a legislator in developmental projects and programs. At this point, therefore, I believe it is time to focus on Enugu State and Enugu people. Without whom, I will not be who and what I am today. The Governorship of Enugu State will offer me a good platform to serve our dear state more and better. If elected governor, I will utilize all the experience, the friendship, the partnership, and global contacts acquired over the years to transform Enugu State to a model state. I will implement this vision through the following agenda. The first will be good governance. In terms of good governance, we intend to pursue a restoration of the people's faith in the government. This will be achieved through an open door government, delivering on our manifesto and promises to our people. We will transform our civil service, our judiciary and parliament, making them technology driven. We improve welfare, efficiency and responsibility of our public service. We will fight corruption in a very creative and effective manner. We will ensure justice, equity and liberty to all citizens and residents of Enugu. Government service will be available 24/7, 24 hours a day through a well-designed e-government. So what we are saying is that if you are interested in registering a land at midnight, you only go to the website and then you will be able to do all the registration and probably the next day you get your certificate or your approval or consent. These are achieved places including Dubai. Our revenue collection will be fair, it will be reliable, and devoid of leaks and waste. Our revenue will be spent in the best interest of our people. We intend to consult periodically with our stakeholders, our religious leaders, our political leaders, and the business community. We will consult them and tap from their experience and expertise. We will end practices that require citizens to use anyone before the civil government service, employment, benefits, or opportunities. We look forward to run a government that will seize all citizens as equal before the law. Still on good government, we will restore the hope of the people in the judiciary as the last hope of the common man, and create an atmosphere of respectability for judicial officers. We will reposition the Enugu State judiciary in terms of human capital, infrastructure and welfare. Pensions and other benefits of judicial officers in Enugu State will be prioritized. We initiate post-service housing for not only Enugu State judicial officers, but also federal judicial officers of Enugu State origin. We will provide an estate specifically for them, and this will essentially keep them away from political influence and encourage networking among their colleagues. We will emphasize training and retraining to sustain quality performance. On local government, we have a pledge not to interfere with local government funds. On water, we appreciate the hardship that our people have had to live with over the years due to perennial problem of water scarcity in Enugu. But we are poised to restore pipeline water to ensure that this becomes a thing of the past.
Thank you so much.
How do we do this? We are going to build dams and rehabilitate existing water sources and pipelines. On road development, we consider every good road as an economic corridor and a pathway to new opportunities. Consequently, I devoted ample part of my years in the Senate to attracting new roads and rehabilitating existing ones across the 3 senatorial zones of Enugu State and beyond. We will transform every road leading in and out of Enugu State into a well-lit multiple carriage road and super highways. We are referring to the road from Enugu to Ike border, Enugu to Abia border, Enugu to Benue border, and Enugu to Anambra border. We are going to do major highways that will be second to none in Nigeria. We will embark on massive rural roads construction and the construction of urban roads. The Enugu State Ministry of Works and its partners and agencies will be repositioned and empowered with resources to ensure their effectiveness. You may ask, how do we get to this? We understand the challenge posed by resource scarcity, but we have the social capital to attract local and foreign funding, as well as integrity to keep our works. On education, there are already many educational institutions in Enugu State. Our focus will be on improving the quality of infrastructure and human capital to deliver on a modern education. Our target at the primary and secondary schools will be to merge schools and make them more sustainable, retrain teachers, and improve schools to standards that we can be proud of. We will train and retrain our teachers and improve their welfare to attract the best brains to the Enugu State educational system, because the quality of the students is dependent on the quality of the teachers. Our higher institutions will be repositioned to produce better and more employable graduates that meet the 21st century needs of our society. We welcome private sector investment. We will welcome private sector investment in our higher institutions to improve and maintain satisfactory standards. We intend to produce quality graduates and maintain well-trained and well-paid lecturers. Importantly, the Institute of Management and Technology will be upgraded to a degree awarding institution. It will deliver an Ivy League university education. That is to say, the quality you can get in America, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, anywhere in the world, will be able to avail that quality at the new INT. Our scholarship system will be reformed to become a merit-based scholarship system and ensuring that no child is denied access to quality education on financial grounds. We are also aware that public and private sectors of today require relevant ICT and digital technology knowledge for efficiency. We therefore create a well-resourced knowledge city where we prepare our future leaders, we train and retrain civil servants and policy makers. Our knowledge city will also double as a start ground for administrative, management, economic, and scientific policies and programs. On youth and women empowerment, we will run an inclusive youth and gender-friendly government that will mainstream and empower our young men and women economically and politically. We believe that we need to encourage the youth and women in governance. Our executive, legislative, and judicial arms of government will, as a matter of deliberate policy, be sufficiently populated with young men and women with knowledge and focus. You have been told that the future belongs to you. Today is our future.
Today is our future.
On security, by our Constitution, the primary purpose of government is security and welfare of the people. Thus, security and public safety will be a top priority of our government. We shall create a state-funded and controlled security system that will complement the federal security agencies. Security and Public Safety Coordination Center will be created to manage all issues of security and public safety in Enugu State. They will also serve as interface with the federal security agencies. Our community security outfits will be strengthened, retrained, and refocused to address emerging challenges. As the gateway state within the southeast and the northern Nigeria, we will implement an innovative border security plan. Every individual business in Enugu State will be properly documented in Enugu State Identification Database to enable us to fight crime and protect lives and properties with technology. Our plans to make Enugu State the safest state in Nigeria, one that is attractive to investors and visitors.
The code for good governance.
On health sector, our dream healthcare system is a holistic, interconnected, world-class system. The primary, secondary, and tertiary health system will be seamlessly connected and equipped for optimal delivery of quality and affordable healthcare services. Every local government and every community will have an efficient healthcare facility. We will partner with the private sector to create a world-class yet affordable medical and diagnostic centers. Our healthcare city will attract the best and top-line medical experts from around the world. The government and our partners will invest in the healthcare infrastructure, such as building, equipment, roads, water, ICT infrastructure, ambulances, and basic management staff, and then invite private sector healthcare professionals to lease spaces and run their practices in line with approved government guidelines. We hope to see medical tourism inflow in the states. On what become opportunities, we have a deliberate policy to constructively engage the federal government and its agencies for opportunities for our people. We will create a unit in the governor's office for this purpose. We will seek out opportunities within and outside Nigeria and push our people into them as our ambassadors. We will engage other state governments in the country to accommodate the Enugu state indigents in their various states, in their governments and the economy of their respective states. We, through this policy, increase the number of Enugu state people as chief executive officers of federal government parastatals and enthrone more of our people in the headship of various security agencies, etc. On employment and economy, the unemployment rate in Nigeria is most depressing and is largely accountable for this security and readiness in the region. Therefore, if elected, job creation will be at the heart of our government. We shall achieve this through tourism, through sports, agricultural revolution, ICT, and industrialization. We shall harness and expand the tourism potentials for Enugu State. The hospitality industry will be enhanced To cater to the expected influx of tourists, we will set up a film city to harness the potentials of our people in the film, music, and latent talent enterprises. We will institute festivals and trade fairs that will bring the world to Enugu, as well as construct state-of-the-art convention centers and sports stadiums in different parts of the state that will make Enugu a preferred destination for group and international events. We will invest. We will invest in sports and sports development to enhance sports careers of our people. We will reform the entire agricultural sector in line with global best practices. Areas of comparative advantage in agriculture will receive the attention, incentive, and investment they deserve. We shall create agri-cities dedicated to modern, integrated agricultural practices side by side with value chains, industrial cities, and hubs that will delight the produce of these agri-cities. The government strategy will be to create an enabling environment and pursue policies that will attract both local and foreign investors to establish manufacturing plants in Enugu State. We will see beneficial public-private enterprise in areas that will result in significant job creation and enable positive economic effects in the interest of our people. We will embark on massive industrialization, setting up at least 2 industries by local government within the first 4 years of our administration.
For good governance.
We will create economic hubs such as ICT City, Film Media City, Odo City, Knowledge City, and Health City, Sports City, and Agricultural Cities. Our ICT hub will run modern call centers, develop various applications, and generally incubate our state as a center of excellence in science and technology. Our Film Media City will be a center of film and music production. Our Knowledge City will be a training and research center for contemporary governance. Our Odo City will produce quality vehicles. Our people will encourage to use such vehicles as private, commercial, and official vehicles. Our Health City will be a one-stop shop for comprehensive health care. Our Sports City will cater for sports activities and enhance the growth of sports as a career in our state. Our agri-cities will be dedicated to modern and integrated agricultural practices with irrigation and health facilities to make them attractive to our farmers, especially the young ones. The next is energy sufficiency. We understand the place of power in socio-economic transformation of Enugu State. Therefore, we will work to ensure statewide electricity coverage. We will extend electricity to supply to every possible home and restore vandalized lights. We embark on large-scale renewable energy and provide mini-grids for our remote communities and secure our electricity lines and infrastructure going forward. Finally, on housing and urban renewal. We embark on urban renewal and affordable housing for all. We upgrade our rural communities to reverse the rural-urban migration that congest our cities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, this is our proposal on pathway to a new Enugu State.
God bless the
Thank you very much. I'm sure. I hope you're going to come with our clap and we'll do something better. Thank you very much, distinguished